Want to hear my tips for new grads who want to get hired as a public health nurse? Keep watching. Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. My name is Mayela and I'm your favorite public health nurse here on YouTube. Today we're going to be tackling a question that I get a lot. If you saw the thumbnail and the title, you already know what it is, but I do post videos here on my channel sharing my career journey as a registered nurse, as a Latina registered nurse, and day off vlogs. So if those things are interesting to you, please come back every Sunday for a new video. Subscribe, give it a like. If you've been here before, you've watched my videos, please make sure that you are subscribed. I would love to have you here and that will help my channel grow. Let's get into the video. Today's video was inspired by an email that I got from one of my lovely subscribers, Gabby. Thank you so much for sending me that email, and I really love hearing from you all. So you can send me a message here in the comments, you can send me a message over on my Instagram, or send me an email. All that information will be down in my description. But I love hearing from you. Just when I lose motivation or doubt my channel, you all come through and send me some beautiful messages. So thank you so much. The message that was sent to me is one that gets sent to me a lot, like I said, and it had a question. So the question is, do you have any tips for a new grad trying to get hired as a public health nurse? So if you have no idea what a public health nurse is but are interested, I do have a whole video where I go in depth on what a PHN is, education needed, experience, all of that stuff. And it is actually my most viewed video here on my channel. So go ahead and check it out after you watch this video. I also have another video on how to apply for your PHN certificate. I have over 150 videos here on my channel already. I cannot believe it, but go ahead and check them out. I have different playlists. So if you want more information, go ahead and check out those other videos. For context, I have been a registered nurse for 13 years and I currently work as a public health nurse with farm workers. So public health nurses take care of whole communities instead of just an assignment like 4 to 5 or however many you do at the bedside. So we take care of whole communities. My community is the farm worker community on a coastal town here in California. So like I said, I have tons of videos. I have tons of day in my life as a nurse videos, so you can see exactly what I do in my role. I have been in this role of a public health nurse for the last almost 4 years. So I did come with experience to the public health nurse world, but here are my tips for you if you want to get in as a new grad. Tip number 1 is to make sure that all your licenses and certificates are in order and up to date. So like I said, I have been a nurse for 13 years and a public health nurse for a little less than 4 years. When I did apply for this public health nurse role, I did go on the Board of Registered Nursing website where you can verify your license, and somehow my public health nurse license was not active. It said inactive, so I did have to call and had them activated again. It was pretty simple. I just had to send them a form that I completed and they went ahead and switched it over to active. So tip number 1 is to make sure that all your licenses and certifications are up to date. So your registered nurse license and your public health certification. Tip number 2 is to start searching all the job posting websites, your county websites, for the available public health nurse roles. Like I said, public health nurses do care for whole communities, so my community as farm workers, but there are a plethora of other kind of populations that you could be serving. So it can be new mothers, it can be foster children, it could be the homeless, it can be people with diabetes, all kinds of populations. So my tip is to go even before you graduate even before you graduate from your nursing program. Start looking just to see what is available and what sounds interesting to you, and what the requirements for those certain roles are. I would even suggest that you look out even further from your area, just so that you get an idea of the opportunities that there are for public health nurses. Tip number 3 is apply to the job even if you feel like you are not fully qualified. So I would suggest that even though you don't meet all of the requirements, that you should still apply, because there can always be somebody who is going to be willing to be flexible on those requirements if they feel like you are a good fit for that role. I actually did hear this from a recruiter who had this as a tip. So it didn't just come from me, it came from other people who are doing the hiring. And I'm not doing any of the hiring, but that is something that I always tell everybody, just give it a shot. Tip number 4 is to highlight all of your transferable skills. So what are transferable skills? You may have had a job at a non-healthcare related setting, but some of those skills that you have are things like communication, organizational skills. Maybe you were in a supervisory role, the languages that you speak. For my role, Spanish was required. So if you speak other languages, highlight that information, highlight the populations that you have experience working with in the past. And that experience doesn't have to be in a nursing role, but all your skills are so valuable and they are transferable to many settings. And tip number 5 is don't give up. I know it can be tough out there in the job hunting world. Trust me, I had wanted to give up many times. If you have watched any of my other videos, I have told you that I had to apply 3 times to the nursing program to finally get accepted. So I understand the disappointment. It can be very disheartening, but just keep trying. Don't give up. If it's for you, it will not pass you by. And it sounds corny, but I truly believe that, because that has been the case in my whole life, even with my jobs. So my current role is a dream job for me that I didn't even know existed. So a no can mean that another role that better suits you is waiting. And bonus tip is to network. So this is something that I was not the greatest at. I am, I would say, very introverted. So going out and just talking to people was not an idea that I loved, but it has been so helpful now. Now I feel like I am able to do it more. I am out of my shell some more, but it doesn't even have to be just total strangers. It can be people that you know as your friends if they have family members that probably are public health nurses, or know anyone who is hiring. So your circle can be very valuable, and there might be so many connections there that you're not even aware of. So networking is my bonus tip for you. Those are all the tips from me today for new grads who want to get into public health nursing. I absolutely love public health nursing. I love my role currently, and like I said, I'm new to this world. Well, I'm almost 4 years in, so is that new? But I feel new to this world, but it has been such a great fit for me. I did work at the bedside and at a clinic setting, and I feel like this has been the best fit for me. I do not feel dreadful coming to work ever. I love what I get to do, and it is a total difference from when I used to work at the bedside, where I used to have bedside pre-shift anxiety. I have some videos on that too, so go ahead and check out the rest of my channel. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you here and have my channel grow. If you're watching and you have any other tips for new grads wanting to be PHNs, go ahead and drop them in the comments so that others watching can learn from that. And if you're still here, I really appreciate you, and please keep sending me those messages to let me know that there is somebody watching. Remember, I do post a new video every Sunday, so I hope to see you on my next one. Bye.